Nobody expected Filipino fans to celebrate a first-round loss. But when Alex Eala walked off the court in Germany, social media exploded anyway. Flags, fire emojis, messages saying, "You made us proud." Not because she won, because people realized something bigger. Alex Eala has officially reached that rare stage of an athlete's career, where even losing feels like proof that she belongs. And once you see the full picture, it gets kind of unbelievable, because this wasn't just another tournament. This was her 12th match in 22 days. 12 matches, 22 days, across Europe, on grass, different cities, different opponents, different conditions. While back home in the Philippines, fans were setting alarms at midnight, 2 a.m., even staying awake until sunrise just to watch. That support became part of the story. Now here's where things get wild. For her first round appearance at the Bad Homburg Open in Germany, Eala earned 11,309 euros. That's over 700,000 Philippine pesos. And at first glance, that number sounds impressive. Until you realize, that was only a small piece of what she'd already built. Because Bad Homburg came immediately after something much bigger, Berlin. And Berlin changed everything. As a wildcard entry, Eala didn't just compete. She exploded. Match after match, she kept knocking down expectations. She made a stunning semifinal run and collected 57,395 euros, nearly 4 million pesos **, plus valuable ranking points. So in roughly 2 weeks, Alex Eala earned around 5 million pesos playing tennis. Think about that. A few years ago, she was grinding through smaller tournaments, traveling, trying to get noticed, trying to earn opportunities. Now she's making deep runs on one of the sport's biggest stages. That transition didn't happen overnight, and fans noticed every second of it, especially after Berlin, when she beat top names and shocked people who had never paid attention before. Comment sections turned into celebrations. Athletes, celebrities, fans, everyone started showing up. Not because she won a title, but because something felt different. People started talking like they weren't watching a prospect anymore. They were watching someone becoming a real contender. And then came the bold predictions. People started saying it out loud. World number 1. Sounds crazy, until you remember how fast this story is moving. But here's the part nobody sees. Tennis can be brutal. Because while fans were celebrating, the rankings told a completely different story. Bad Homburg gave Eala just 1 WTA ranking point. And despite everything she had achieved, her live ranking actually dropped, from 30th to 31st. Not because she suddenly played badly, not because she failed, but because she had points to defend from last year's Eastbourne result. That's tennis. You don't just succeed once. You have to prove it again, and again, and again. The better you become, the harder it gets to stay there. That's pressure. Now let's talk about the match itself, because context changes everything. Against Elise Mertens, Eala started exactly how fans hoped. Sharp, aggressive, confident. She jumped ahead early and built a 3-1 lead. For a moment, it looked like another upset might be coming. Another giant-killing performance. Another viral highlight. And then reality hit. Mertens adjusted. Momentum shifted. Games disappeared quickly. The first set slipped away. Then the second. But there was one moment that stood out. Eala saved **3 match points. *3. The match was nearly over. She kept fighting, trying to extend it, trying to stay alive. That wasn't someone giving up. That looked like someone running on empty. And honestly, how could she not be? 22 days, 12 matches, travel, pressure, expectations. Grass courts demand precision. Every point is fast. Every movement matters. Former players had already warned that managing energy before Wimbledon would be critical. Some even suggested she should skip extra tournaments and recover after Berlin. Protect the body. Protect the momentum. Alex Eala made a different choice. She played. And whether people agree or not, there's something admirable about that. She didn't coast. She competed. Even exhausted. Even knowing Wimbledon was coming. But then, the story took a turn nobody expected. Because Bad Homburg wasn't finished. Not even close. Singles ended. But doubles? That's where things became surreal. Alex Eala, partnering with Venus Williams. Pause for a second and think about that. Venus Williams. One of the most iconic names in sports history. Multiple Grand Slam champion. Former world number 1. Olympic gold medalist. A player who changed women's tennis forever. And now she's sharing a side of the court with a 21-year-old from the Philippines. That sounds fictional, but it's real. And Eala herself admitted what this means. She called Venus a trailblazer, someone who helped shape women's sports. That wasn't media training. That sounded like a player meeting someone she grew up watching. Imagine that moment. You spend years seeing someone on TV, watching highlights, learning from their matches. Then suddenly, you're standing beside them during warm-ups, talking strategy, sharing points. That's not normal. That's a sign. Because legends don't randomly show up beside rising players. That happens when people start believing you belong. Now here's the catch. The draw isn't easy. If Eala and Venus advance, they could run into one of the strongest doubles teams in the tournament. So this isn't some ceremonial appearance. They'll actually have to compete. And that's what makes it exciting. Because grass courts reward experience. And Venus has decades of it. Her serve, her instincts, her presence. Those things don't disappear. And for Eala, this might be the most valuable week of preparation imaginable. Not because of prize money. Not because of rankings. Because of knowledge. Every conversation. Every adjustment. Every small detail between points. How to stay calm. How to read movement. How to manage pressure. That kind of education doesn't come from YouTube videos. You earn access to it. And now she has it. Which brings us to the bigger picture. Look at what just happened.
Berlin Semifinal.
Huge wins. A title run in Birmingham. A grass court record that turned heads.
Millions earned.
Momentum building. A Grand Slam seed. And not just any seed. The first Filipino player in history to enter a Grand Slam as a seeded player. That matters. Because moments like this change expectations. For young players. For fans. For the country. Suddenly the dream feels closer. And the fans know it. That's why they stayed awake. That's why they celebrated a loss. Because they weren't reacting to one match. They were reacting to what it represents. Growth. Possibility. Proof. And now, Wimbledon is next. The biggest stage. The brightest spotlight. Momentum on her side. Experience from one of the greatest players ever. And millions of people watching. So maybe the Real story isn't that Alex Eala lost and still earned over 700,000 pesos. Maybe the Real story is this. She's reached the point where nobody is measuring her career one match at a time anymore. People are watching the bigger climb. And if this is what her off week looks like, what happens when everything clicks? That's the question. And we are about to find out. So tell me, were you one of the fans staying awake to watch? And where do you think Alex Eala goes from here? Because something tells me, this story is only getting started. And there's one more thing people keep overlooking. Everyone's talking about the money. Everyone's talking about the rankings. Everyone's talking about Venus Williams. But those might not even be the biggest wins from this stretch. Confidence. That might be the real prize. Because confidence changes everything in tennis. You start taking bigger shots. You trust your instincts. You stop stepping onto court hoping to survive and start expecting to compete. And that's what feels different about Alex Eala right now. Look at the players she's been facing. Look at the stages she's been playing on. Look at how she's carrying herself. There's less hesitation, less surprise, more belief. That matters. Because Wimbledon doesn't reward players who arrive hoping for a miracle. It rewards players who walk in believing they belong. And suddenly, that doesn't feel impossible anymore. Think about where this story was not that long ago. People talked about potential, future, maybe someday. Now, those conversations sound different. Now people are talking about draws, seedings, matchups, how far she can go. That shift is huge. Expectations changed. And expectations only change when people see something real. Of course, there's pressure that comes with it. Every result gets analyzed. Every match becomes a headline. Every loss becomes a debate. That's the cost of becoming important in sports. But pressure also means people expect greatness. And that's a much better problem to have than being ignored. What's fascinating is that Eala doesn't seem obsessed with proving people wrong. She looks focused on proving herself right. That's a completely different mentality. Because if you're chasing validation, you burn out. But if you're chasing growth, you keep moving. And that might explain why fans connect with her so much. People aren't seeing perfection. They're seeing progress. They're seeing someone take risks, lose, come back, level up. That feels real. Now imagine this. Wimbledon arrives. Packed courts, global audience, pressure everywhere. And somewhere in that moment, Alex Eala walks out not as an underdog nobody knows, but as a seeded player, as someone people are circling in the draw, as someone opponents actually have to prepare for. That changes the energy completely. No more surprise factor. No more sneaking up on people. Now comes the next challenge. Can she handle being expected to win? Because that's the hardest jump in sports. Going from hunter to hunted. And honestly, that might be the most exciting part of this entire story. Not what she already achieved, but what happens next. Because if this grass season proved anything, it's that Alex Eala is no longer trying to arrive. She already has. Now she has to show everyone she's staying.